Everybody Loves Raymond first began on US television in September 1996 and lasted for a memorable 9 seasons until May 2005. Audiences fell in love with Ray Barone and his family so much that the full 210 episodes are still broadcast daily across the world today. Created by Phil Rosenthal and starring Ray Romano, Everybody Loves Raymond is a true-to-life situational comedy following Ray, played by Romano, and his wife Debra, played by Patricia Heaton, as they settle into a domesticated suburban lifestyle with their daughter and 2 twin boys.
I'm not going to live like this, so I think you and your husband should listen very carefully, all right? You are going to have to pay the difference. You understand?
Suck rope, pal.
After the birth of their twins, the couple choose to move back to Ray's hometown in Long Island, New York, and purchase the house right across the street from his parents, Frank, played by Peter Boyle, and Marie, played by Doris Roberts. Their close proximity creates an open-door policy between the Barone families, meaning that Ray cannot go a moment without a visit from his parents, and his pessimistic older brother Robert, played by Brad Garrett.
It was nothing. In college, everybody's a little... It was college. I was finding myself.
Found yourself on page 7 of the Daily News with your boobs out.
Hey!
Holy crap.
Here are 15 Everybody Loves Raymond facts that you haven't heard before, including how much of the sitcom was based on Ray Romano's real life, which memorable Everybody Loves Raymond cast member originally said they were too busy to star, and which countries have adapted Phil Rosenthal's script to make their own versions of the Barone family. In real life, Ray Romano is father to 2 twin boys and a girl. Jeffrey and Michael, Ray's twin boys in Everybody Loves Raymond, were originally called Jeffrey and Matthew in the pilot episode. The twins were played by Sawyer and Sullivan Sweeton, who were actually the brothers of Madeline Sweeton, their on-screen sister Allie. Allie is also the real name of Ray Romano's daughter. She appeared on the show herself as Molly, the character Allie's best friend, and Peggy's daughter. Everybody Loves Raymond isn't the only time that Alexandra Romano has starred alongside her father. The pair worked together again in the film Ice Age: Continental Drift that came out in 2012. Alexandra played Megan, a teen mammoth, whereas Ray Romano is well known for playing the main character, Manny, also a mammoth, since 2002.
He's unbelievable. You know, I try to do something nice. I try to make things right.
Ray? What happened over there?
It's my mother's.
During the 1990s, American comics were successfully turning their stand-up acts into sitcoms, such as Roseanne. When Ray Romano, a stand-up comedian for 12 years at this point, did a 5-minute set on The Late Show with David Letterman in 1995, lawyers began working on a sitcom deal behind the scenes before the set had finished.
Hey, could you, put a shirt on? And some underpants?
Everybody Loves Raymond showrunner Phil Rosenthal was considered for the role after sending a speculative script for the show Frasier into David Letterman's production company, Worldwide Pants. It's said that the only involvement Letterman had in the show's production was a meeting to sign Rosenthal's contract, where he told him, "Don't embarrass us." Ray Romano does actually have a brother called Robert. In real life, however, Romano states that he actually modelled Robert Barone's character on another sibling, Richard. Ray's brother Richard Romano is also responsible for coming up with the name Everybody Loves Raymond, after saying it when Romano brought home a stand-up comedy award. Phil Rosenthal also incorporated his own family and experiences into Everybody Loves Raymond, basing the characters of Marie Barone and Debra Barone off his own mother and wife.
Look, this is marriage. You wake up in the morning and she's there. You come home at night and she's there. You eat, she's there. You go to sleep, there. And I know that sounds like a bad thing. But it's not. It's good. It's really, really good.
I would like a minute for rebuttal.
Monica Horan, who plays Robert Barone's on and off again girlfriend Amy McDougal in Everybody Loves Raymond, is actually the wife of showrunner Phil Rosenthal. Horan first met Rosenthal when she worked as an executive producer on Raymond whilst at university. She starred as Amy in Season 1, Episode 14, and went on to appear in 66 episodes, later marrying into the Barone family itself. Amy and Robert's elaborate first dance was actually modelled on Monica and Phil's first dance in real life. Actor Brad Garrett, who played Robert Barone, has stated in interviews that the channel CBS originally wanted his character to be a small, bulldog-type man modelled on Danny DeVito. Garrett, on the other hand, is much taller than DeVito, and his height ends up becoming a recurring joke between the two brothers on screen. Interestingly, Brad Garrett was the only actor in Everybody Loves Raymond to audition without Ray Romano in the room.
Why? How could you? In Raymond's basement?
It's not what you think!
100 actors auditioned to play Ray's overbearing and meddling mother Marie Barone before Doris Roberts was chosen. At the time of her audition, Roberts claimed that she was too busy directing a 23-character play to be involved in a brand new television show.
Where am I?
The exterior shots used for Ray and Debra Barone's house is 135 Margaret Boulevard in Merrick, New York, and the house used for the exterior shots for Frank and Marie Barone's home is in reality exactly opposite.
Are you eating that cake? You better not have started that cake. That cake is for all of us. Frank, I'm coming over.
Save yourself.
Actor Kevin James originally starred in Everybody Loves Raymond as Kevin, one of Ray Barone's friends who regularly visits to watch the game. However, James went on to secure the lead role of Doug Heffernan, a UPS delivery driver, in his own show The King of Queens. Due to the character crossover, both shows decided to integrate. In the same evening, Ray and Doug would meet on The King of Queens, then later that night, Doug would appear on Everybody Loves Raymond. This happened several more times during the show's run.
I can't do it now. Saturday night's date night with the wife.
Yeah, we used to have date night. And we had kids. Now, date night is when she changes in front of me.
Showrunner Phil Rosenthal was asked to adapt Everybody Loves Raymond into a successful Russian format in 2009. His experience in the country was filmed for a documentary called Exporting Raymond. Everybody Loves Raymond has also been adapted for other international audiences, including Poland under the name Everybody Loves Roman, Egypt as Close Doors, India as Summit Will Handle Everything, the Czech Republic as Everybody Loves Rudy, and in the Netherlands it has been rebranded as Everybody is Crazy About Jack. They tried to commission a UK remake called The Smiths, which was written and starred comedian and not going out actor Lee Mack. It was written for BBC One audiences, filmed in 2013 in Elstree Studios, and also starred Catherine Tate and Tom Davis. It never went any further than the pilot. Maggie Wheeler, who plays Chandler's girlfriend Janice on Friends, originally auditioned for Debra Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, however went on to play Linda, Debra's friend. Jane Sibbett, who plays Ross's first wife Carol in Friends, declined the part of Debra Barone.
He told me he was having a dream that he was in the park with his mommy and the kiddie train left before he got on.
Oh, I am such a sucker for that little boy thing in men. It's so endearing.
Where's Marie? I lost my shoe.
During the run of Everybody Loves Raymond, Ray Romano became the highest paid actor on television, securing $1.7 million per episode, which knocked Kelsey Grammer's $1.6 million per episode of Frasier off the top spot. Not everyone on the show was paid as well as Romano. The four other lead actors, Brad Garrett, Patricia Heaton, Doris Roberts and Peter Boyle, ended up going on strike over their pay differences, stating that it was unfair for Ray to be earning such a high amount when their characters were just as important. They later settled on pay rises and fees from Raymond's syndication.
They got in an argument one time that was a little heated.
I think it's hilarious that you beat Ray up. 'Cause you're a girl.
Well, listen, it wasn't easy, and Ray is quite a girl himself.
Phil Rosenthal did pitch an Everybody Loves Raymond spin-off to the channel CBS, all about Robert Barone. The spin-off would follow Robert as he moved to Pennsylvania to become a gym teacher. However, the channel did not share the same enthusiasm and did not offer enough remuneration for the idea to be produced.
I know this all seems a little odd.
Odd? Odd? How about horrifying beyond belief?
Despite Brad Garrett playing the older brother Robert Barone, he is actually 3 years younger than Ray Romano. Also, Doris Roberts, who plays Marie Barone, is 10 years older than her on-screen husband Frank, but you wouldn't have known.
I don't want you talking to him. Did you tell him about my pedicures?
No, Robert.
Robert paints his feet like a lady.
During its run, Everybody Loves Raymond was nominated for an impressive 69 Emmy Awards. Every main cast member won an Emmy Award except Peter Boyle, who plays Frank Barone, who was nominated numerous times.
Now, you remember I said someday I might ask you for a favor?
Marie!
That day has come.
Where the hell are all my clothes?
Debra took them.
To add even more blurred lines to the Everybody Loves Raymond plot, Ray Romano's father, Albert Romano, starred in the sitcom as a friend of Frank Barone's from the Lodge.
I feel the need to say something.
Ma! The elementary school play, you tried to put different pants on me?
You got yours dirty. Any mother would have done the same.
Not while I was on stage!